All right. So lately, I've actually been feeling really funny about going to into beauty supply stores, and for so many reasons. For such a long time, like I always do like fake hair and stuff like that. I don't really wear out my natural hair. And someone actually brought this up to me last year, saying like, "How come you never, wear your natural hair?" And it's not something I've actually had to think about like in my entire life. I've always like done my hair. I've either had it in braids or I've had like weaves and like crocheted my hair. So ever since that conversation with that person, I've been really thinking about a lot about hair, and just thinking about um, why exactly don't I wear my natural hair? Why don't I just embrace what God had given to me?
I got you. I mean,
Yeah.
my thing is that it's just like for me, I started relaxing my hair, or I should say, my mom relaxed my hair when I was 8, just because I was always screaming because I have really thick hair.
Yeah.
But I was always screaming just every time like she'd go put a comb through it, because at least at the time I was very tender-headed,
Yeah.
and my hair, like, because it is very thick and overall pretty strong, it would be like really thick for like from 8 through now I'm 24, so all that time for 16 years, like, I had thick but relaxed hair.
Yeah.
And everybody was always jealous of it, and every time I'd wear it down, like, white people, black people, everybody would be like, wow, you have so much hair on your head, why don't you wear it down more often?
Yeah.
I'm like, again, it's maintenance. I wear my hair in a bun all the time, just
Exactly.
because it's convenient. But then when I always wear it up, then people will say, oh, why don't you just go natural if you always wear your hair up, because it's the equivalent of wearing it short.
Yeah.
But I just can't get, I'm so used to having long hair, it freaks me out to cut it short. And it's just like hard to think, I want convenience, but I'm also scared to have short natural hair at the same time.
Same time,
Because I'm
yeah.
always jealous of other people's facial structures, like their bone structures, where they wear
And
the short
natural hair looks so pretty on so many people.
I know,
and
because of their
their
face
faces,
structure.
exactly.
But like, I feel like if I cut it short, I'll look like a boy.
Yeah, sometimes when I look at other people with natural hair, I'm always so amazed. Like, it looks so beautiful on them, but I'm just like, how can I feel like one of my issue is styling my hair. How do I
Yeah.
style my hair? Because I'm so used to having like the convenient hair where I don't have to do too much to it every
That's
morning.
true.
But at the same time, I
Like
kind
with
of
box braids
exactly.
or Senegalese twists. It's just, or when you do crochet, you can get the same style.
The
You
same-
just put it on,
exactly.
you wrap it at night,
Yeah.
you wake up and you're done.
But like just recently I've been feeling just like this new awakening in me, where I'm just like, I kind of want to rock my natural hair. I kind of want to be like my true authentic self, because God made our hair, like it's not something for us to be, ashamed of, which a lot of people are not. But I do feel like society has made it seem like our hair is lesser than other hair. And I
Right.
feel like that's kind of like messed up our mentality. And
But
I
at
do
the
think
same time, here's the thing: like, society will tell us that, but it takes work, and it's hard because we're all so used to like the European standard of like,
Of
you
beauty.
wake up, you brush, and you go.
Exactly.
And like, yeah, it takes time, but technically we can do our own wash and
Yep,
goes.
we can
But
definitely
then
do
even
that.
with that, it takes time. But is it not the best hairstyle when it's done correctly?
It's like one of
To
the
me,
most beautiful
natural hair is the-
hairstyle.
Exactly,
Exactly.
the best looking hairstyle.
Hairstyle, yep.
And on top, I mean, it's just. It doesn't make sense. It is a societal
And
thing.
like, no offense to other hair, but I do feel like our hair is very unique. And I remember someone making a video on YouTube talking about how our hair is kind of like a crown. When you wear it and kind of like comb it through, you can see it kind of has like a shape of a crown, and it makes us seem really like that's what makes us special and differentiates us from other people from other
I
races
like
as well.
that.
So after when she said that, it kind of like it made me think about a lot of things. Like, wow, first of all, our hair is shaped like a crown when you actually like kind of
Like when
comb
you,
it
it's
up.
almost like when you embrace it, you become royalty.
become royalty. And then secondly, I read somewhere where it said that our hair was made because we originate from Africa, like all, a lot of black people, if not all of them,
I know, yeah.
originate from Africa. And our hair was texture was made to protect it from the sun, since there are a lot of sun in Africa. So it made it seem very unique, because it's just like God created our hair
I mean,
for
think about it.
protection, our
Yeah.
skin for protection, because it was protecting from the sun as well. That's why we have so much melanin in
That's
our
the
skin
thing. We were built to survive.
to survive. And it just makes it kind of brings a strength in you, like, wow, like it sounds so beautiful and unique in a way that you're kind of different from other people where
Well, actually, that's my thing, which is what, like, I'm thinking, okay, so, and it's like one of those things where it's like, no offense to other races, but for black people, it's just like, it used to be way back when that it was black people who were the entertainers. But now it's like you're noticing, like, if you look, there's this amazing group on YouTube called 1 Million Dance Studio. It's a Korean group, and they're amazing dancers. But I remember I was talking with one of my roommates, and she was saying, are you kidding me? It's just like, wasn't that supposed to be a black thing? Like, wasn't it black people who were supposed to own dancing? Then it was like, wasn't it black people supposed to own singing? Then it came back to our bodies. Everybody would always make, like, people have stories for days of of other races making fun of black people for big lips. But now look at all these other races getting these lip fillers.
Exactly.
Then you have, everybody's making fun of, like, black women having big butts, even black men having big butts.
Yeah.
But then who's getting the butt injections? Who's going and getting the surgery? Who's doing squats nonstop just to achieve what I naturally have?
Live like,
and then on top of that, now I'm just like, what is the one thing? I'm like, if everybody can do their squats and get our butts, if everyone can get their surgeries and get injections, what is the one thing that black people have that no one else can take from them? It's our hair.
Exactly.
So why not embrace our natural hair? Because there's not, they can always get wigs, but they can never have our hair.
Exactly. I feel like our hair, definitely, that's something one of the things I've just been thinking about lately. And I've also been thinking about, like, black businesses, like, instead of us, like, investing in all these other, like, racial groups, why don't we invest in our own businesses? Why don't we own our own products, own our own beauty supply, so we can invest back into our community? Because, like, whenever I go to, like, these beauty supply stores, they're mainly owned by an Asian. Like, I've never been to a beauty supply that was actually owned by, a black person or someone from other race. It's always by Asians. And I probably need to do a research on why that is the case. And first of all,
it's probably because of what society did to us. That's the hair that we're wearing on our heads. We are wearing South Asian hair.
Exactly.
That's the reality.
And I sometimes
Brazilian hair.
Yeah, sometimes I do think to myself, wow, I'm going in there to spend my cash when this cash can be going into the black community. Or wow, like, you never know what they're thinking about us. Like, they're like, wow, these people really do not like their hair. They're here buying fake extensions. Because do you really exactly know what's going on in their mind when you walk into that store? And when you go into those stores, you only see black people. And I feel like I'm nothing against other races, and I do love everyone. I do believe everyone was made from God, and we need to love each other. But I do feel like racism exists more in the Asian communities towards black people. So imagine these people being more racist towards you, but they're selling these things to you. What exactly do they think about you?
And how does that make you look?
Make you look as a people. It makes you look that, like, you don't value yourself. You don't think you're worthy. You're coming to buy fake hair. You're coming to buy relaxers to relax your hair. What they probably think, like, wow, these people have, like, such low self-esteem.
Just look at how messed up we were psychologically that we keep ourselves down and we keep letting people trample over us that way.
Exactly.
If black people actually accepted themselves, imagine what we could do. If we could get rid of that self-hatred, imagine what we could do. And that's not to say, if you want to do another style, I'm not saying I'm against, like, people wearing wigs.
Definitely. I'm not against that at all.
For me personally, my scalp needs to breathe, which is why I never did crochet, never did wigs, never did weave. I did have box braids. I did have Senegalese twists. I'm not doing those anymore just because I'm tired of sitting down for like 10 hours just to have them do like half my head. But like, imagine like if that wasn't the case, like, and especially like of all things, like, and I'm sure this is psychologically even for me, like I want to have long hair all the time, but you know what? If I could get past what short natural hair looks like, what if I just went? And if I went to literally a Caribbean or African country, you don't understand how quick I would find the scissors to cut my hair.
Exactly. What is wrong with short natural hair anyway? Because like, have they conditioned our mind to think that we all have to have long, bone, straight hair?
Or even then, people will say, "Oh, I don't want to have short." Literally, conversations I've had with people. I don't want to have short natural hair because I want to have the pixie cut. Do you know what the pixie cut is? Pixie cut is basically like black people that have the pixie cut. It's either a wig or their hair straightened or relaxed.
Exactly.
So either way, you're going back to the same European standards. Look at Twiggy, who was I only know her from America's Next Top Model.
Twiggy,
but like Twiggy, like she's like a beautiful model.
Yeah.
But like again, where's like the black person who's representing that? Even look at Tyra Banks on that show. Did she ever wear her hair naturally?
Exactly. And a lot of this, I mean, I know our parents didn't really know any better, but I slightly blame like our parents as well, because I feel like growing up, like maybe before I was a teenager, but when I was a teenager, we always like did our hair. And I think maybe for my mom, it was mostly like a convenience thing.
100%.
It was more of like a convenience thing where she didn't really have time to be doing our hair all the time. But I do feel like, natural hair, promoting, wearing our natural styles wasn't really talked about in our home. It was just
That's
like
true.
do whatever is quick so you can go to school, get work done. They didn't really talk about, okay, you need to embrace your
That's true,
natural
because
hair
when you relax
more.
your hair,
Yeah.
what, like, I mean, for me personally, I know some people relax it less,
Yeah.
but I'd relax maybe like once a month.
Exactly.
And that's just like, so like when you have that, you relax once a month, and then it's just like you just have it so you can comb through it, and it is what it is.
Exactly. Like in Nigeria, a lot of people now are wearing like wigs and weave. Like they're not,
Oh, really?
so many Nigerians like, relax their hair. But I do slightly see that they're changing. Some people are kind of changing to more natural hair now because I guess maybe they're more aware now.
I mean,
but before,
it could be that they're more aware, or
Yeah.
how everyone hates America, but everyone wants to be America.
Exactly.
Now that Black
now
Americans
that Black
are accepting
Americans are
it's gonna
embracing it,
spread.
exactly.
It's
Because I
gonna
remember
spread.
when I was living in Nigeria, like every adult was wearing like, they were wearing all these wigs and weaves. Like you would never catch them dead with like their natural hair. Like it was crazy. It was only like the children that you would see wearing
I have
natural
to say
hair.
though, my mom never wore weaves. Never.
Yeah.
All she's the same as me. She only ever really did box braids.
Yeah.
But like when I was young, she cut her hair short, and she was rocking short natural hair for a long time. And then as it grew out longer and longer, then she relaxed it again.
Yeah.
And then now she's cut it again. But
Yeah.
and now it's funny because she's the one that got me on the path of relaxing, and then it wasn't until a few years ago that she started almost like begging me, like,
Yeah.
just go natural, just go natural.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, look at how times have changed.
I have to like rethink and unlearn all the things I've learned about like natural hair and just, hair, wigs and weaves, because I've just been thinking all my life, just do this hair, get it done, go to school, this. But I
Yeah.
think definitely we need to like look deep and just kind of think, okay, why do we wear these hair? I mean, God didn't give us things that we couldn't handle. Like, so he gave us our hair, he probably thought that we could definitely take care of it, we're able to manage it. And sometimes
for depending on the person.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. I'm like the same way that I have I'm transitioning now, but the same way that I'm relaxing, or I was relaxing my hair and just kept wearing it in a bun and then down for special occasions. If like, for instance, my natural hair, the same way I put it up in a bun, if I'm not meant to maintain long natural hair, why don't I just keep it short?
Exactly.
Keep it short and natural. If
Yeah.
anything, the easiest hair to maintain is short and natural.
And natural hair, exactly.
Literally pick it out and you're done.
I just don't know what my fear is with short and natural hair, but I think definitely it would fit me very well.
For me, I think it's because it questions like femininity.
Exactly.
If
But then
that's
why
even a
should
word.
that be the case though? Like I've
That's
seen a
true.
lot of people who wear
And
short natural hair and
I
still
can
look like a
100
woman.
I can 1,000%
Yeah.
say that actually ties into society, because society does like females, they want people to be very feminine, and the way that, even look at how they treated Michelle Obama. They'd say with her toned arms, oh, she's masculine. Are you Michelle Obama of all people? Michelle Obama is the strongest but like most feminine person ever.
Okay, I feel like with Michelle Obama, people just look for things to insult
Exactly.
her with. Honestly,
She's perfection.
I feel like personally for
She's
me,
not even the first lady anymore,
Yeah,
and people are still
having
following her
issues.
care.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I value Michelle Obama's
I
opinion
think
more than
personally
anything.
for me, people just find things, because Michelle Obama is one of the most well-educated first lady in the history of like
So
America.
eloquent, so
so eloquent,
sophisticated.
so sophisticated. And she really took her
She's just
role.
classy.
She took her role as first lady very seriously, and she did the best that she could. So sometimes I never really understand where all this hatred is coming from, and sometimes
Jealousy.
like people will even call her like names because of her features. They'll call her like a gorilla. They'll call her all these things. Like, is it because
They're jealous.
Is this because she's black that
And
you
they're
think that
jealous.
she looks like a gorilla? Like who says that?
She's literally the
She's
most
like one of the
beautiful
most
first
beautiful
lady to
first
step
ladies
foot.
ever, and she's one of the classiest, the most elegant, everything. She's most educated. It's just because of she's like black, so all of a sudden
anything.
people they find anything to say about her.
It's just,
you
you
know
know what it is? It's just a cheap shot. It's like, you
Yeah.
know when you were like younger and you'd have arguments with your siblings, and it gets to the point where like you have nothing to say, so you just be
You
like,
just
oh,
say
you're
something stupid, you know?
That's
Yeah.
what it is. They have nothing bad to say, so they're just like, oh, let's take some cheap shots.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. They do it to Michelle Obama. They do it to the rest of us.
Yeah, that's why for me, like after all this, like thinking about like the way other people think about us and the way we treat ourselves, like I've been thinking like when I have children, I definitely want to instill in them like just being able to love yourself like the way you are, being able to love your hair the way God made it. You know, like that's what I'm thinking to myself, like they probably won't be able to like wear wigs and weaves till like maybe they're 18 or something like that. So they learn to take care of their natural hair, learn to rock their natural hair.
That's a good way to teach them. It could be like, oh, if you like, here's the thing. This would be like the equivalent of, no offense to my mom. My mom did what she could because I was just screaming
definitely.
As a kid. So,
my
like,
mom was the same.
Honestly, like if I could do it all over again, I'd still like obviously let my mom relax my hair. But the thing is that I think what it should be is like if you were to work in present day now, like if it was the same thing, if for instance your kid has if it was like me, a kid with massively long hair, very strong hair, beautiful natural hair, but just can't handle it. You ask the kid, do you want us to comb it out or do you want to cut it?
Exactly.
And then they can either rock it short or they can go long.
Yeah, so that's definitely like the changes I want to make, because I definitely know like it was mainly due to like they weren't really they were kind of brainwashed to think that there was a specific standard of beauty. But now I feel like we're all going through like an awakening as like a Black society, a Black community. We're all thinking about different things and just questioning a lot of things like throughout history. So that's making us change the way we think about ourselves. So definitely, yeah. So
that's all that we have for this talk. Thank you for our first podcast.
Please stay tuned for more. Thank you.